Cheers! Welcome to my channel. This is a daily tarot oracle reading, Tattle Tales from the Vector. This is a general or collective reading, so just be aware parts of it may or may not resonate with you. Take what works for you and just leave the rest. Also, this is a timely reading, meaning if you're watching it at this time, it is the perfect time for you. Having said that, if it's been a while since I posted this, what was going on in your life back then? That might give you further clarity as to your situation now. Perfect. All right, so the underlying energy for the deck is the Hermit. So the Hermit is representing someone who's been through a dark night of the soul, and they go climb up a mountain so that they can isolate themselves and not be bothered by anyone. And they climb the mountain because they want to confer with God and see what they need to do. And so they do this through meditation and prayer. And then when their lantern is full of the light of the North Star energy, it lights up their rod, and they know it's time that they can come down from the mountain and take action on whatever it is that they found out. And so this energy, the dark night of a soul, is when you've had something very challenging to deal with, and you just don't know how to deal with it. And it looks like we do have a little bit of that energy here. So we have the Queen of Pentacles, and so the Queen of Pentacles is sitting on her throne here, and she is one of four queens in the Minor Arcana. She is in charge of the Pentacles, and Pentacles in Tarot represent health, wealth, and happiness in the third dimension. So this is representing, of course, money is a very big part of that. So the Pentacles are represented by coin, but you could actually have all the money in the world and still not be living the lifestyle that you want to be living. So this is energy talking about her. She is very resourceful and known for that, and is known for preferring quality over quantity. This is generational wealth. It's talking about money that is a legacy that you can pass down to your children and your children's children. This is talking about like old money. It's not flashy money. Like the Queen doesn't, spread like, flash her money around or feel the need to impress anyone. This is talking about, old money is usually very conventional. And the Eight of Cups is representing an energy of having to walking away from someone or something that you really love. Generally, the cups in tarot represent romantic love, but they can represent love of anyone or anything. And they can also represent love of something you love to do or be. So this is saying there's 8 cups here, and this person is walking away. And it's an energy where you just say, I'm done, I'm walking away. Even though there's only 10 cups in the tarot. So 8 cups is a lot of energy and investment into a relationship, or if it's love, or if it's, even with a family member or that kind of energy, or it could even be a business you love or a project, something like that. We also have the full moon and the new moon represented here. And we did have an eclipse season on back in February 17th and March 3rd. We had 2 eclipses. And so this energy is I've been describing it as potpourri burning on the back burner of your stove. You know it's there, but and the aroma, you can smell it, but it's kind of in the background. So it's not like a real pressing concern or anything. But the eclipse energy is like that. It's just in the background. But if you look back over a 6-month period, you'll quite often notice that some very significant change happened in your life, and you didn't really maybe even notice it while it was happening because you were so busy doing all the change, if that makes any sense. And so this is walking away from after quite a lot of effort has been put into something. And I do feel like, okay, so it doesn't necessarily have to be, but this feels like it's probably romantic love. We have this 5 of Cups energy here as well. And I find like with this energy, we have like 3 cups on the ground here. and you know, they've spilt, and we have 2 cups standing. And this person is in regret and remorse. This is the energy, if you've ever heard the saying, don't cry over spilt milk. Because when milk, you know, like if you spill something into the ground like this, there's no recovering it. You have to accept the loss and then, you know, move on. And but in this case, there was actually wine. Two cups have wine in them, and this other cup has some other liquid, possibly something that poisoned the relationship. Quite often this can represent that there was a third party energy in what was supposed to be a couple. And this person is in a lot of regret or remorse. Now this could represent your energy, or it could represent the person who was involved, your partner who was involved in the third party. Because it's a loss now. Like this is saying that there's no recovery, like there's no desire to recover from this, from you in any case. I'm picking that energy up. You're done. You're walking away. This person may have walked away, been the one who walk away with the third party energy, but maybe they've wanted to come back and you're like, no, I'm done. So this energy, you notice here we have 5 cups here that are lined up really well, and we have the 5 cups, and then we have 2 and a gap and this 1 cup. So quite often this can represent a third party energy in that set between that gap there. And we have the 3 cups here spilt on the ground, and then these 2 would be the 2 that you know, there's 8 cups here. To have the 10 cups, you would have these 2. So basically, the best thing this person can do is turn around, pick up these 2 cups that are standing, walk down the path, cross the bridge over troubled waters, and go to their castle. Now the castle is even half standing and half dilapidated, which represents an energy, is the glass half full or is the glass half empty? I mean, you could stand here for the rest of your life and be disappointed, but a lot of people do actually. But it's so sad because everybody deserves to have love in their life. And, you know, as I said, this doesn't have to be romantic love. It could be someone else in your life that you're having a situation like this, or perhaps a business that you loved and maybe it went bankrupt, or some sort of energy like that. Because then here we have the Pentacles. And so this person is you know, trying to figure this out. Like, I put all this energy, I invested my time, my money, and my energy into this project, and look at what I got in return. Like, it's and this is someone who's used to being successful. If you think about Pentacles, there being 10, there's 7 Pentacles here. So like, if 10 was a billionaire and 9 was a multimillionaire, then, you know, 7 is pretty significant amount of money. So this is a person who's used to having success, and they can't figure out why they have money missing, or there's the results have been so poor, and they're trying to figure out, you know, what do I need to figure out a way to fix this, or should I just, you know, call it a day and cancel this project and take what I've gotten from it and learn from it and invest in a different project. And that, you know, this also represents lifestyle, so it could be talking about a relationship, I guess, you know, that affects your lifestyle in a big way. And then we have the Wounded Warrior. So the Wounded Warrior is an energy of, the wands represent fire, the element of fire, and they are made of wood because wood fuels fire. They also represent a tree. The tree has deep roots, and then it has these descendants, which are the offshoots. This Wounded Warrior energy is when someone has put the energy in, and like you notice there's 8 here, and then he's leaning hard on this 9th one. And it's similar to this energy where he's like, whoa, this was so much work to get this done, and it was so challenging. He's got a headache. His head is bound up, and he's like, wow, he's managed to do it, but it's taken a lot of energy out of him, and he's leaning hard on this 9th wand, the one that's closest to his heart. So this is talking, the Wounded Warrior represents someone that has been determined to follow their destined path, the one that they were put on the planet by God to fulfill. And so it's this kind of energy. So this may be talking about now we have the High Priestess, and the High Priestess sits by God on her throne, and she is highly, highly, highly intuitive. And this energy is saying that the High Priestess is between these two pillars, and these two pillars represent extremes. And in this case, it's Jesus and the devil, and you can't be much more extreme than that. And then there's all this information in between these, and it's her job to sort through this energy and find the most creative solutions to solve problems, and to use her intuition doing so. And that's represented by the energy of the moon. When there's a full moon and a new moon and eclipses, we tend to be a lot more intuitive, and our intuition is super sharp. For usually about 3 days before and 3 days after, we can feel that energy pretty intensely. So this is talking about infinite potential. She has all the information she needs, but she has to be able to sort through which is the right information to go with. And this is representing 100% infinite potential to the power of infinity and beyond. And so she has to use her intuition to figure out which is the strongest information to go on. A lot of people worry about misinformation and disinformation, but the thing is about information in general is neutral to how you feel about it. It's just data. As far, information doesn't care whether you like it or not. And so it's kind of this energy is talking about getting neutral to the information so that you can choose the best option, not based on too much emotion or like anger or grief, or like that will color your decision, and not by overthinking it either, but by feeling with your heart what is the best choice here. And then we have a knight coming through here with some communication. The knights would travel far and wide in the kingdoms to deliver information. In the old days, that's the only way that they had for long distance communication. And this knight, his element is the cup, and so this is the cup of love. This knight is like the knight in shining armor that we read about in romance novels and see in the movies. This is someone who's like offering a cup of love, and he's this in the old days everything would be in person. But these days we have all sorts of forms of communication. This could be coming in, it could be in person, but not likely on a horse, maybe by horsepower if it's a package or a letter or a card that's being delivered by the post office. There could also be a phone call, a text message. Maybe you're on social media and you get messaged there, or you attend an event that was posted there and run into someone there that is like, woohoo, I'd like to offer you a cup of love. And so this is kind of that energy moving into that. And we have the world. So this is interesting because it's saying that this is an indication that when this cup of love this love offer comes through, that it's the end of a cycle. In the tarot, the major arcana that starts off at the 0 point, and the Fool starts his journey there. And when the World card shows up, which is card 21, it's the end of a cycle. It's saying that you've achieved everything that you can, that you're going to achieve in this cycle, and a new one is starting. And so it feels like it's starting after, like you'll know it's starting when you meet this person and something happens that it shifts the energy. So that's kind of interesting. And then we have the Chariot. So the Chariot is talking about travel and moving forward, and this is coming in from the spiritual realm, And when you're on the chariot and you're on your destined path, it's like a tank. You're just going, tung, 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 tung. It's just running over, whatever, like, let me come through. There's no reins. It's just 100% keep going kind of energy. And it's talking like it's already happening. It's already spinning in the spiritual realm, and it's going to show up on Earth soon, like in your third dimensional world. Now on this energy, look at this. We have these 3 people celebrating here, and they're toasting because of something that happened. And I'm saying something because they're not looking at each other. They're not toasting each other, but it's like they're toasting this, like they're happy about this energy. They're celebrating the fact that you're in this energy. Isn't that interesting? This card quite often, I don't know, other readers, they read it quite often as a harvest, but I always find, like in my readings, for whatever reason, these other cards usually show up. So I might be, I don't know, cynical, but I don't like this card. I feel like it's representing, if there was a third party energy, and these, you know, you're toasting and it's a cup of love, why would there be 3 people instead of 2? And the other energy is that no one's looking at each other. In many cultures, particularly in Europe, if you toast someone and you don't look them in the eye, they have a superstition that it causes 7 years of bad luck in your love life. And they'll freak out. They'll be like, look me in the eye, because it's 7 years bad luck for you and 7 years bad luck for them. And they take it quite seriously. So this card, yeah, like this looks like perhaps one of these 3 people, or maybe all three, who knows, were involved in your partner. And this could, you know, again, this could be romantic love, or this could be some sort of business arrangement, or something that you love that you had to walk away from. So, or it could be both. Now we do have this cup of love being offered here, and I feel like this energy is usually about romantic love, but it could be about both, because we have the disappointment from the Pentacles as well. And you know, why is the Queen of Pentacles, who comes from generational wealth, having to be so resourceful? You know, because there's some pentacles missing. And oh, look at this. There is a new cup of love coming in after this disappointing energy. So this is in the past. And this resourcefulness is because of this energy, this missing energy. And so this energy, I feel this is all changing from here. And now it's changing because the soulmate energy is coming in. That's the cup of love that changes the cycle. So the soulmate energy is talking about a soul agreement. This is something that makes your soul sing and your heart sing. This is about a partner that actually, possibly it can be past life energy. It can also be like a soul agreement. Hey, when we come down to earth this time, we're going to meet up and we're going to empower each other to stay on our destined paths, and we're going to get together and enjoy. Maybe this can even be like towards, like after all of this other stuff happens and we learn our lessons, and it's time to enjoy a different energy than this wounded warrior and all this disappointment, that we will get together and enjoy that together. And if it's not time yet, we will empower each other to stay on our destined paths. So this is talking about a very strong energy, and it's talking about this masculine and feminine energy coming together. The feminine energy is magnetic, and the masculine energy is electric. And so when the two come together, sparks fly. And so this is how you toast. You see the difference, what I mean? Look at the difference. This is how, in Europe, they want you to toast. And this is also talking about really strong communication with your higher self network. I call that HSN, the higher self network, your direct connection to God and to source energy, to pull that down so that you can communicate. And it's also showing communication between the two. And it's also a very healing energy. So this is awesome. So that's the change coming in. It paid to go up to the mountain and confer with God to find out what to do. And here we have, yes, moving on. This, I feel, is talking about having moved on and becoming single. Now, and that's when, so when you meet your soulmate, you're already single, and they're clearly single if they're offering a cup of love to you. And this is talking about, so this person is standing on the precipice of change, and this is about looking into the distant horizon. This could even represent the two of you moving forward in a new way together, that kind of energy. It looks like this could be sand, but it's actually water with the sun. The sun is shining on it, so it's golden. And we have ships sailing by. And so this is talking about going on an adventure, like getting on that ship, expanding your horizons, and possibly heading for the opposite shore. This can actually represent moving, actually physically locating to a new location. Locating or moving to whatever, you know what I mean. I don't know, it's kind of like my words are getting tied up in my mouth here. So here we have the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is the past, the present, and the future turning and synchronizing together. And this is talking about everything coming together in the now. I love this Wheel of Fortune energy. It's talking about things are now spinning in your favor, that your fortune is changing for the better, and it's sitting on this chariot. So it's coming in, it's on its way from the spiritual realm. And what I love about this is on one of there's actually 3 wheels here. And on the one wheel are the Hebrew letters for the name of God. And the Hebrew letters for the name of God actually is tetragrammaton, and a tetragrammaton is a geometric symbol, represent total unity. And I just love it. Like, it's about balance and unity. And when I heard that, I thought that can't be true. I mean, I was raised Roman Catholic, so I was at church, I was at separate school. No one ever mentioned this. And then lo and behold, I look in my Bible and there it is. And so when I found this out, it brought me so much peace, because, you know, sometimes when the world just seems to be going crazy and everything's chaotic, and you realize, like, this energy is like total order, and that, you know, God's plan, if you can't have faith in your own plan, you can always have faith in God's plan and trust that. And look at this. This is talking about, it's a whole new world on the world. So this is someone that it's very similar to this energy. It's talking about, I feel like it's saying definitely you're moving together as a couple now. This person's saying, like, they're standing at the turret of their castle and they're overlooking their domain and saying, I have the world in my hands, except, you know, they feel like a big fish in a little pond. And so this energy is saying that you have been very successful where you're at, but it's time to move on to new. And this is also about expanding your horizons. And this can sometimes, this is my card saying that someone is thinking about, like, I would like to have that special someone in my life to share my life with, and maybe, you know, have a committed relationship, maybe start a family, expand in that way. And it can also, again, mean like getting together with someone together. And this, I feel like this is representing the energy of having become single, and then being single and now coming together as a couple, making that decision. When the Wheel of Fortune is turning, it's somehow you met through some sort of communication coming in here. So this is really awesome. And then we have the Earth Angel energy. So this is very high vibration of two people that are vibrating very high, and when they get together, instead of 1 + 1 = 2, it's 1 + 1 = infinity, because when they get together, it's such a strong vibration. And it's talking, like in the Bible, it also says that There's 144,000 angels that God sends down to earth, and they're basically earth angels that come to with a very high vibration, like, so they're very spiritually connected to God and follow their destined path to be able to use their alchemy to add to the waters of the universe and then bring that down to earth. And you notice the right foot is in the water and the left foot saying action, and mixing that into your special qualities into the universal pool. And then the left foot is on is grounding it on earth. And look at, there's already flowers blooming just where this angel's foot is touching. So it's talking about making the world a more beautiful place. And also this is because you're following your path of glory, which is the sun represents God and God's plan and God's energy. And you have conviction beyond a doubt that this is the road that you're going to go on now. This is a card saying that you've been through all this, challenges, etc. But now you're willing, you know what you know, and you are going to stand up for what is closest to your heart here. That's represented by this wand. And you notice, like, this can be the actions of other people trying to stop it, or getting, actions that you've taken that have gotten in the way. But now that you know what you know, you're standing your ground even more so. So it's like saying that you're not in the wounded warrior anymore now. You're able to move forward in a different way. You see how this person has a boot on one foot and a shoe on the other? This energy can really represent like that you are actually entering a new world. And so you're straddled in between, because this is the decision to do so. And it's two people deciding that they know what they know, this is what they want to do. They have conviction beyond a doubt, this is their path, and that's what they're going to do. And we have the moon energy here. Actually, as I'm doing this reading, we are about 6 days from a full moon, but this morning when I post this, it will be the 25th of April, and happy birthday to my mom and my aunt. That's their birthday. They crossed the veil some time ago. They're identical twins, but I'm just saying happy birthday because I remember. And this energy, Neptune, is actually moving into the sign of Gemini today, and it will be there for 7 to 8 years. And this is a real significant change, so it's going to bring around some more change that's happening. So it's kind of interesting that it's coming up on this reading with the full moon coming around the corner. The full moon will be in Scorpio. If you want to learn about the full moon energy, I am doing those readings now, bonus readings for the full moon. It's in Scorpio and it's opposed by the Taurus energy. It's been pretty interesting readings coming out of that energy, and you can check that out. I'm halfway done, so the 6 other signs I will have done in the next 2 days. My schedule is really erratic right now, so I apologize for that. Normally I like to get all my readings done beforehand so that I can post them in the morning, but I have a lot of construction around me right now, and it's so loud that I've had to really change my schedule around, and to avoid the noise. My mic is only so good. There's been a lot going on out there, so I probably will have a little bit of an erratic schedule. The daily readings, I make sure that I get done early in the morning, posted, because I want to make sure that it's a daily reading. But the astrological ones, I'm posting like when I can get them done with all the construction. So the moon energy, this is about a lobster climbing out of the emotional waters and going on their destined path. Again, this is that path going up to the mountain there. And the energy is there's a dog and a wolf, and they're both howling at the moon. And it's like, this lobster has to be really brave and make themselves vulnerable, because they have to crawl past there, and hopefully the dog and the wolf won't notice them, and they'll be able to stay on their path. They want to stay in between these two pillars. Now this energy here, The domestic dog can be representing that maybe you have been isolating a lot and you need to get out more, or you've been a wild child. It's maybe time to come home once in a while. So it's kind of like having that balance in that energy. And also we have the full moon, the new moon, and the eclipse season showing here. So those are all significant times when your intuition is super strong. And just like the high priestess, you can use that energy to be highly intuitive and make strong choices. Yeah, this is representing that definitely this energy is moving forward. This Page of Cups is like actually the younger version of the Knight of Cups. In the old days, they would start working for the king and queen at a very early age. You have to remember that back then people would only live like half the lifespan, basically, we do now. And so they would start 7 to 14 years of age, and they would be delivering messages and errands within the palace and within the court. But and if they grew up, as they grew up, if they were still, when they were like 21 and they were able to afford a horse, they might even be considered for knighthood. So the knights are basically, this energy could represent that this person that you, this soulmate energy coming in is someone that you know already, that you've met already, someone from your past. And it might even go back to when you were in high school, that kind of age, or even elementary school. So it could represent someone that you haven't seen in a lot of years. This generally will not be someone, though, that you've had a past relationship with. This is someone new, but it could be someone that you've known from the past that you haven't seen in a long time. And they have their eye on you and you have your eye on them, as we see here. So this is this energy coming in as the wheel turns. This is about work, really this relationship is, I feel like, is already moving forward now. April 25th is tomorrow, when Uranus moves into Gemini, and the full moon is on May 1st. And then we have, and that's my grandmother's birthday. So lots of birthdays here down my maternal line. My mom and her identical twin, and then my grandmother on my paternal side. So happy birthday to you too. My middle name, I actually was named after her. So this is the Ace of Swords energy. The Ace of Swords is a gift from the divine and the universe collaborating together to bring you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God. So there's some sort of truth coming through, and perhaps it's something that you've been wondering about for for some time, or it's maybe information about what happened down here, this energy here. So we'll see. The truth is also like, it's a huge reward, because when you know the truth of who you are and that you have this conviction beyond a doubt, and you also know like something that's been bothering you that you want to know the truth about, that you will, it does set you free, and it also empowers you to make really strong choices. Yes, and because there's temptation here. So the devil energy has been coming up in the readings a lot in these ones, and I feel it's because of all this change happening on the planet right now. There's a lot of weird energy, and the readings were really, the first 5 that I did were really like really positive and uplifting, and then this last full moon reading, as we get closer, and it might have to do with this Uranus energy coming in. It's going. The last time that Uranus was in Gemini was between 1941 and 1949. So that was when World War II energy was happening. You know, that span. And so it's like, it's not just talking about unrest in an individual relationship. It's talking about unrest in the world and major changes that can happen that can be really shocking. And that's how, well, this is as I'm doing this, this will be posted early in the morning. And when this devil energy comes up, this temptation energy, this is really interesting that it's coming up like this. And just, I'm just, saying like the fact that it's my mother and my aunts who they're identical twins. And my grandmother's birthday coming up on tomorrow, or on the full moon. It's kind of like, oh, that's a lot of, maternal energy coming through. So I'm paying attention to this myself. And so, but it could be talking on going back a lot of generations as well. So it's that type of energy. So this is talking when these two lovers are yoked to each other and they're chained to Saturn's box, and the devil is sitting in between them. And this energy is talking about lust rather than love, really. What's interesting too, what's coming up here is this Wheel of Fortune energy. Like my dad's side of the family, my grandmother she was super, super religious and Roman Catholic, and maybe that's where that energy came up, because I was raised, like, we went to church and we went to separate, what they called it, separate school, where we had prayers in the morning at school, and that's why I found it so amazing that I've read the Bible a couple times now, and when I found this out, that's when I started reading the Bible, like, instead of, and I recognized that, we went to church a lot, but a lot of it was kind of like like all the church, the rituals within the church. And I realized, you know what, I haven't really read the Bible like in its fullness myself. And so that's when I started paying more attention. And so the Bible is, I like to get it straight from God's Word. And I know a lot of people feel that, men wrote that, but they were inspired by God. And that's the energy. Like, it never hurts to read the Bible. That's how I feel. And so anyway, this energy, it's just bringing back memories of from, when I was raised in this very religious, on one side of the family, a very religious upbringing on my dad's side, and at the same time realizing that, wow, like, I didn't know that after all those years in separate school and elementary school and high school, and going to church all the time, and it kind of blew my mind. Anyway, there's an Emperor energy coming in, and I'm covering that with that because you're not going to get the truth from the devil. So the next card up is the Emperor. So I don't know, there could be an Emperor somewhere out there that's not in, the Emperor is generally a very high performance person that is highly respected by everyone. He has the qualities of all four kings rolled into one. But just like anyone else, the Emperor, I don't know, this energy it came up in one of my other readings, and it's like, is there some truth about this Emperor energy? He's all about performance. He has his armor on underneath his robe. And generally, this is someone that's very highly respected, an alpha male that is like 100% in his authority. But this is the second time the Emperor has come up in the last 3 or 4 days doing readings, and it's sitting on the devil. And I think there might be some truth to be known about this authority figure. Now, this could be something in the world, like, it doesn't have to be in your personal life, but there's something here because of this Uranus energy, I feel. So that's kind of interesting. I don't really know what that's about. I couldn't figure it out at the last reading either, and I feel like that truth will come out whenever it does. But it's just an interesting energy. Generally, I always get such a positive feeling from the Emperor energy, but it feels like, and it's sitting here with the truth is coming out, and this is going to, then we have the Page of Wands coming in, and so the Page is representing an energy of, it's like someone who is very passionate and enthusiastic. He's got a feather in his cap. He's really, he's dressed up. He's very charming, a really enthusiastic, younger person, young masculine energy. Now this can also represent, the pages can also be female in their masculine energy, just like any of the male figures can be a female in their masculine energy. If this would be a very, very masculine female, if that was so though. The Page of Wands is information coming in again, and it's sitting right on top of this truth about the Emperor. And what's interesting about the Page of Wands is he's very enthusiastic and he loves his wand, and he's very, he's looking up to it, and this is representing his passion. And so sometimes the Page of Wands thinks with his little head instead of his big head, and maybe it's not necessarily saying this is about a younger person. This is information coming in, and we have the Truth and the Emperor here. And so maybe the Emperor energy is in that more, this energy. Like this is not about a younger person. This is about someone who's in that energy. So maybe it has something to do with that. I'm not sure. I can't say that I feel like this is an energy that is representing something that might be taking place in the world here. I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll maybe see in the next few days. I don't want to say when I don't have a clear picture of it. So going from the bottom to the top and back down again, we do have this energy of the Queen of Pentacles, being resourceful. Then the soulmate energy is coming through. This is after leaving the relationship that was disappointing here. This soulmate has their eye on them. The truth is coming through. This energy is really enthusiastic and passionate and youthful. So that is saying that the soulmate energy here is a romantic relationship as well. And then going down, it's kind of like we've got this emperor that could be in a reverse energy, basically. He's sitting on the devil. So it's some sort of temptation that's happening. There's conviction beyond a doubt that you know what you know because the truth has come in. So maybe you found out something. This could represent someone that you had a lot of respect for, a mentor or something like that, or someone that's in charge of has a lot of authority on the planet or whatever, and you've always thought of them as someone you really looked up to, and maybe some information is going to come out, and then it's kind of like, oh man, disappointed in that energy, thinking that they were like an earth angel energy, someone that you really admired. And this energy is a cup of love coming in, but it's kind of almost like it's walking out. I don't know if that makes sense to anyone. And this is about, you're going to have to use your intuition about this and really rely on this energy of, prayer, meditation. I don't know. I feel like there's something really significant here. And it could be around May 1st, that type of energy. But I feel like because it's here, it's part of God's plan. It's not something like I'm not going to stress out over it, but I just can't get a good grip on it. And maybe I'm not supposed to until after it happens. And then we'll, if that happens, if we figure it out, we'll put it in the comment box below if you have any idea, or if this resonates with you on some level. This is a lot of energy that I'm dealing with here, so I don't want to say when I don't really know, but I feel like this could be a global situation with that Uranus energy. All right, this is the card that wants to come out. So this is my Oracle, Tales from the Vector, Tails, and I started this back in 2007, and I completed the 64th painting in 2020. And I'm getting ready to bring it out eventually in the next while. I do have a website, talesfromthevector.com, and there's a gallery with all the paintings in it. And so you can check it out there if you want. The numbers on these cards are in the order that they appear in the gallery, and they say a painting paints 1,000 words. So, you know, it might give further clarity. Put it in the comment box below if you kind of have an idea of what this might be about. So the Hierophant energy is a traditional structure coming through. So the Hierophant brings judgment from the Most High down to the physical plane. And it's interesting because the Hierophant energy has his right hand in the form of a blessing. And it is someone who's a religious figure. Like if you, you know, like someone high up, like a pope, cardinal, bishop, gurus, you know, someone that is a religious figure that you look up to and that runs the churches. And, or it could represent for people who are more spiritual, that do a lot of meditating and prayer, that, you know, it's God himself that you're connecting with, to be able to, through meditation and prayer. And then that energy, the Hierophant is responsible for making sure that that justice, so that judgment of God's, is carried out on the physical plane, in the courts of law generally. And so the Magician is an energetic upgrade, and it's saying that this energy is shifting, like right from the beginning here, that you have the tools you need. You might have to learn how to use them and how to, which ones to use in which case. You're on a foolhardy, like to be on your foolhardy journey here requires maybe learning these lessons to be able to be in the energy to be able to anticipate a strong future. Hello, little love. And then this is falling and failing in love is a matter of I. And so this is talking about opening your heart chakra back up after you know, disappointment. And so this is saying that, you know, you deserve love in your life, and you deserve to be loving. So you have to love yourself enough to heal from the energy and feel that you're worthy to have love in your life, to attract that love to come in. And we have the karmic space of ego. And sometimes, like, the ego, a lot of times people think of that as being boastful and that, but the ego sometimes can just represent this energy where you start to think that, you forget that you're a spiritual being as well as just a physical being. And that, you might say things to yourself like, what can one person do? And, like that kind of energy, but you're a spiritual being with all this ultimate potential. And you might be surprised at what you're really capable of. And then the perception, I do feel there was some sort of third-party energy for sure here. And it may have involved that one of the people was someone you knew, and you wouldn't have expected that they would be involved in your partner's life in that way, but they possibly were. The grass is greener on the other side, but you find out that it's fake. And so that's the energy I feel of this regret and remorse. Perhaps this person has wanted to come back in, and that could be representing this energy here, this cup of love down here, because this is more of a spiritual love, and this is more of a physical one. So it could say that they want to come back in, and that's where you say no. And the Chariot comes in then. And the Chariot energy is talking about moving forward and in the spiritual realm, and it's coming down to the physical. Now, in matters of court, in a court of law on earth, the Chariot sometimes represents the police, and because of the black and white vehicles, and because in the old days, they used to dress people that went to jail. They used to dress them in black and white horizontal striped uniforms. And anytime you have you have any horizontal stripes, it actually weakens energy. And the vertical stripes, like on a pinstripe suit, actually do strengthen energy automatically. And it's interesting also, I've noticed this, I think it's in soccer or like football, like European football, that the referees have they would be called referees, they have these vertical striped tunics on or whatever for their uniform, and that's a real sign of power when it's vertical like that. It immediately says authority. We have the Aries energy coming in, and that is, I feel like we've had like these major astrological events coming through, and one of them was like there's like 6 planets that moved into Aries like in the last few months. Big planets like Neptune that moved, that will sit there now for 14 years before it moves out. And Saturn will be there for 2.5 years or so. And then we had Venus moved in there for a while. And we had Jupiter in there. And we had Mercury, which is about communication. There was like, and then just on the 17th of April, we had the new moon. And that was actually moved from the sign of Pisces into Aries. So when the horoscope signs show up in my general collective readings, I'm not talking about an individual. I'm talking about the energy, the state of being of that sign. Every sign has its strengths and weaknesses, and we can learn from all of them. If it could be true, there could be an Aries involved in your particular situation. You need to use your intuition about that. But I just want to make it clear that that's not my intention in my readings, is to single out anyone of any specific sign. It's more about what can we learn from that sign. And generally, I'm talking more about the astrological influences for the whole planet. We have Trauma Queen. Yeah, I feel like there's been a bit of drama here. Life's a slice, hold the drama. Yeah, with your soulmate, you won't have that drama with them. And that's an energy where you can kind of like, just chill out and, just know that someone has your back. And then we have the strength and the integrity to move forward, having the courage to move into this energy. And we have the energy of, let's see, we've got the disruption. So the full moon that's coming up on May 1st is a Scorpio full moon. And it's kind of talking about the energy between Scorpio and Taurus, because the sun will be in Taurus and the moon's in Scorpio. And it's kind of conflicting energy. Taurus energy likes things to be like in form, like in the material world. And Scorpio energy likes to, like, let's blow it up and see what happens. And then we'll put it all back together and see how it all turns out. Oops, sorry about that. My cat just jumped down and got the camera going. All right, so the final card here, we have this energy now of, here it is, the High Priestess card. Sorry, I couldn't tell which one because I have the deck in half here. So the High Priestess energy is talking about using your intuition. Yeah, and whatever this is about, I feel like this is more global than it is to do with this, the energy here. This is more, this could be happening globally as well, but I'm talking, this is the story, I feel, of some of the collective versions of this, and this is also talking, it could be part of this story for some of you, but this is definitely, I feel like, a global event or something coming through. All right, I do hope you've enjoyed this reading. Give it a like and comment, please. I really appreciate it. It helps me build my channel, and I will be back with another daily reading for you again tomorrow. Bye for now.